Please be advised that Little Miss Recap contains adult language.
I have been telling you for how long that we need to go to best friends therapy together.
Hi everyone, welcome to Little Miss Recap, the podcast where we'll get you some disinfectant for your cooch if you need it, if you just got out of jail. Oh my god. I'm Amye Archer and I'm here with my bestie, my spaghetti to my meatball, Steph. Hi Steph.
What's up? Do you know that today is National Girlfriends Day?
Oh, it's our day.
It's our day.
I'm not wearing you have the cutest little sweater on, and normally I'm a big fan of a sweater or a cardigan.
Oh yeah, I always have a sweater on.
As a writer, I have 87 in my closet, but you know.
As not a writer, I still have 87 in my closet.
Well, you're a lady of a certain age like me.
I am.
We like a nice
look. I have like tissues in my pocket.
Cough drops.
I don't have those. I have tissues, chapstick.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm a whole situation.
So, just up front, I want to announce that we are not going to be here next week because Stephanie is taking a much deserved vacation, and I am insisting that she does not record from her vacation. She tried, but I'm insisting she does not.
I did try unsuccessfully.
So, I mean, you're just going to have to wait and find out if John is banging Summer Wheatley. Which I want to say also, I know it's Summer Higgins, but it's so hilarious that I called her Summer Wheatley, which is the Napoleon Dynamite character.
I know.
She's forever Summer
Wheatley, for sure.
Yes. Yep. All right, so we're going to jump right in. Up top, I just want to say, if you haven't already, get into our Facebook group, Backdoor Friends. We have a lot of fun in there. You can slide into my Backdoor Friends. You can slide into my DMs. Do whatever you want. Slide into me.
Don't slide into my backdoor.
All right.
And so actually, don't even slide into me because I'll probably fall and get hurt. So
today we're looking at Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 4, Horses in Heaven. And I will say this, my voice is a little raspy today, but I'm like, you know what? Good thing for this show because I'm going to need to rely on that quite a bit.
I know. I'm going to try not to sniffle. It's hard.
I also have a real bad feeling that I want to talk out at the end. That I feel like either Beth or John are going to die.
Really?
Now, I did not see to the end of Season 5, Part 1. I know you did. So if you know, but we don't, I'm assuming if a major character has died in Season 5, I'm assuming they're going to save that for the latter part of Season 5.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay. All right. So we open on Beth and she's in jail. And she's hanging out with some woman who is allegedly roughed up by a cop. Now, Beth is forever wearing her best Winona Ryder at the end of Heather's outfit and look.
Can I just tell you, I feel like this is so bad for me to even say, but I can't stop staring at her boobs in this dress.
I mean, she's a gorgeous woman.
She's gorgeous, but I just mean, holy hell.
Yeah, she looks
really
great.
Beautiful. I'm like, crap, look at those.
She looks really great.
She's so beautiful.
So this girl is telling her that she was beat up by the cop who arrested her. And I just wrote, so let's put a dirty cop on the chessboard because I'm sure this will come into play later on somehow. All right. Of course, Beth and the girl rage on these California women. Some California bitch hit on my husband. How did she know that woman was from California?
Well, don't forget she did say to Rip that her husband was in Sacramento, remember?
Right, but how did that information get to Beth?
You don't think that she and Rip had any kind of conversation before she was taken in the police car?
Oh, maybe Beth was screaming like, that California bitch. I don't know. All I know is, guys, come at us if you live in the state of California and are really offended by the portrayal of your state in this show.
They really don't like it.
Like, it's like Taylor Sheridan must have had a California girl really burn him in some way.
Seriously. Yeah.
Wow.
He's pissed.
So Beth says, I am the wrath of a woman scorned. Like, okay, dude, she hit on your husband for 5 seconds.
I know. Like, she didn't even touch him. Like, get out of
I
here.
know, it's so
So
ridiculous.
she's
And he
ridiculous
was
in this.
literally like, "Get the fuck away from me." So how is she scorned?
I know, because he's the best.
So she leaves and Jamie is waiting for her.
Mm.
And I told Stephanie somebody called him the Eagle Muppet, and I can never unsee this.
I know, I thought the exact same thing when they showed him.
It's a podcast. Shout out to them. It's called John Dutton Must Die. It's pretty good.
Oh my
And
god.
he calls him the Eagle Muppet. And yep,
Nothing
yep,
has ever been more accurate.
for sure.
It's so bad.
So Jamie says he'll try to get her out of this, but it's complicated. He's like, "You've really done it this time." And then he says, "We need to hope that this woman doesn't file charges because this will be disastrous for our father." And she, of course, goes, "You
You
mean
mean
my
my
father?"
I know. I mean,
And
I would
then
have done the same thing. Fuck him. You would have done the same thing.
you know what? I need to go back and rewatch. It's in season 3,
Mhm.
the episode where he takes her to the clinic, because I need to
Mm,
thoroughly watch that and
I know.
understand what happened. Did he
Mm.
seem confused about the forced sterilization? Did he seem regretful about it? Did he seem contemplative? I need to understand what Jamie was in that moment.
I actually don't remember, so if you
I don't
rewatch
either.
it, let me know.
I need to. So Beth basically tells Jamie, like, "I don't fucking care what you have to do, make this go away. Or
Mhm.
else, I'm telling everyone you killed your daddy." I don't understand.
Ugh.
Whatever. So John is scheduled to be, now we see John Dutton, and he's in the halls of the governor's mansion. And he is scheduled to be at an educator's luncheon, and he's like, "Cancel it." And his, I call him his girlfriend, his girlfriend, but it's not. It's his assistant, Clara. So Clara's like, "Well, you have to go to this meeting," and he's like, "Who's gonna be there?" And she starts rattling people off, and he's like, "Why are there no educators there? When there's teachers there, I'll go."
Ugh,
We'll get into it, but this
I
man
know.
does not understand how government
I
works.
know.
Okay.
I
So now
actually even, like, when I was taking notes, I was like, "He acts like he's so stupid." Like, he
I
looks so
know.
stupid
I-
because he kind
It's
of is in this
it's
area.
this like principled stand against everything
Yeah, and it's just
that
like,
there's no nuance. It's
no.
like, well, yes, there aren't teachers at the educator meeting, but teachers don't make the laws around education. Unfortunately, do I wish they were?
Unfortunately,
Sure.
I know.
But
Bane of my existence. I know.
if you want to make a difference, go to these luncheons and get in that room
Mhm.
and maybe say, like, "Why don't we have teachers here?" Instead of
I
just not showing up. Okay.
know. Mm.
So he's walking down the hallway. He runs into his policy advisors meeting and he's freaking out that he's not there. "How are they making my policy if I'm not there?" And okay, so my understanding is the policy advisors meet and they go over everything and then they would come to him with like a slate of things that they want to talk about.
Right, you would think there would
This,
be, like, an agenda.
yes, this is not, he
Mm,
wants to micromanage everything.
everything, I know. He's
Like, trust
treating
me.
the government like the ranch.
Thank you. Yes, this
He
is not the
is,
bunkhouse.
right?
But like,
Exactly.
I feel like on the ranch, he understands that like Rip comes to him, gives him like a summary of what's happening.
Mhm.
This is how government works, dude. I mean, you're not,
I know.
you
Well,
can't.
how he walks in, he's like, "What policies are we discussing?" Like, "What? You don't know?"
Then there's some talk about solar panels and sagebrush and sage grouse, and I don't know. He fires everybody, and then he says to Clara, "How much money have we just saved?" And she's like, 1.72 million.
I don't
Okay.
like
All right.
her. She
No,
was like,
whatever.
I don't know, I'm not into her.
This is just it, maybe city government works at this level, but do you
Mm,
honestly think like Mitch McConnell is going to Joe Biden and being like, "Can we pay the teachers in Kentucky less money cuz I hate teachers?" Like, no. That's
mm-mm.
not how this works.
I mean, he
They
might
put together,
just
like, he is an education secretary, they put everything together, the education secretary comes to him and is like, "Here's the 3 things we want to do."
can I just say that that latest, like, Mitch McConnell meme that's going on around of him just standing there with the blank stare, I wanna
That was
feel
rough, dude.
bad, but it's like, it's really funny, but it's also really sad.
I didn't see the meme. I saw the actual thing
Well, no, I
happen.
saw it too, but I mean,
Oh, okay.
people are making memes of it and
Of
just
course they
saying
are.
like, and it's just
Of course.
it's like I
Yeah.
feel bad laughing.
I mean, Mitch McConnell's silence
I
speaks
know.
volumes.
I
Always has.
know. I
Hmm.
know.
So he gets to his office, and U.S. Park and Wildlife are waiting, and they tell him the wolves were killed on his ranch by his cowboys.
Is that
And John's
so?
like, John's like, you think my cowboys killed them wolves? And the ranger's like, I think your cowboys killed them wolves. So then John calls Rip on speaker. Now, Rip, I have to give Rip credit here.
I know.
Let's reenact this, right? I'm going to be good.
Okay.
Ring, 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 ring,
Hello.
ring.
I'm
Rip, it's
trying to
John.
figure out how to be. Wait, who am I? Am I Rip or am I
You're
John?
Rip. You're
All right.
Rip.
All right. Hello.
Rip, it's John.
Hey, John.
I got some heat up in here asking about some wolves. You know anything about that?
Yeah, those dudes were here earlier. I don't know what the hell's going on with them.
Do you know anything about wolves being killed and collars being put on logs and sent down the river?
No, they asked me that too. I don't know nothing about it. Sorry,
Were you in
boss.
a threesome with my daughter?
We could talk about that later.
All
I don't think you can
right,
talk
bye,
about
son.
that. Bye, bye. I'm
Bye,
Big Rip,
son.
not Baby Rip. I'm Big Rip. Oh my god, this is like so bad.
Okay.
Everybody
So
hates us. If
wildlife
anyone's
dude,
still hanging on, they just all hung up.
if anyone's listening. Okay, so the wildlife dude is like, we are not the only people tracking these collars. Like, just an FYI, we might be able to sweep this under the rug, but there are some really powerful NGOs paying for this research, and they're going to come to the same conclusion, and they're going to come after you with both barrels. And what does John Dutton say? Looking forward to it.
Oh god. Like it's so dramatic.
I love to make fun of him, but I would also totally bang him.
Yeah. 100,000,000%. Yes. Summer Wheatley. I mean,
I need help.
of
I
course.
need help.
Do we
Okay.
need help though, or are we just human?
I think we're
I
just
mean, we're
human.
just
We are
humans.
backdoor trash. That's what
I
we
mean, all
are.
right.
We just
The
belong
shoe
on the trash
fits.
pile.
The shoe
So
fits.
after they leave, John gets a call from Jamie, and Jamie is telling him what's happening with Beth. And John's just like, I can't take this anymore. And he says to Clara, who's my crisis manager? And she's like, well, that would be your press secretary who you never hired. So I guess it's me. Then he
Wow.
calls up Lynette and they make Linnell, sorry, and they make
Mhm.
plans for lunch. Now, are you in the John and Linnell camp?
Of they belong together?
Yes.
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 Okay. This Summer Wheatley shit,
It's actually super annoying,
super
the
annoying.
Summer Wheatley thing.
Oh,
Because I
I'll
kind of
get to it.
think
I have
like
real problems with it.
I have real problems with it too, but I also think that this situation would never happen in real life. I mean, none of
Mm,
these would. Why am I even saying that?
we'll get there. We'll
All
get
right.
there.
All right.
Jamie meets with Beth's victim and intimidates her because she's from California, the devil's playground, the trash heap. And he says, you don't need to hit someone to commit assault. You just have to present a threat. And you low life California scumbag, get the fuck out. Yeah, just
Yeah.
California, California.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So she's basically like, okay, I'm out of here. The other attorney says, you just saved me a bunch of paperwork. Thanks a lot. Now we see little John Dutton's funeral procession, and everyone is real, real sad. And Monica is rocking the short hair,
Mhm.
but she still
She
has a
looks
little bandage on her
great.
nose. I mean, she's so
She's
fucking hot.
so fucking gorgeous though.
She is amazing. Okay.
Mm,
I mean, so's Kayce. They're
I
well
know,
matched.
but she was so beautiful.
Like,
I was
can you
like,
imagine what Tate is going to grow up to look like?
"Ugh, Tate. Oh God, we're
Little
gross."
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa, get out of here.
So we come upon Mo. Now, I have a problem with
Uh,
this scene. We come upon Mo and Mo and his gang, and they're
mhm.
digging Little John's grave.
Yep.
And Rip approaches, and Mo asks him about the dead horse,
Mhm.
John's dead horse. And Rip says, I have an excavator coming tomorrow to bury him. I have a question.
Okay.
This ranch is supposedly 775,000 acres,
Okay. That's a lot
and
of
he doesn't have an
acres.
excavator.
You know
What?
what? That's really weird. But then
What?
I was thinking,
I live on 50 acres and we have an excavator.
you do?
Yes.
Oh,
It's so
okay.
weird. Why would you not? You run a farm. This is a vital piece of equipment. I don't understand. These guys dig everything by hand?
No, they
Jesus.
hire someone to come and do it.
Right, but do you know how much money they're wasting?
Um, all
They
right.
can get an excavator for like 30 grand.
So we need to get you in on the financial planning of the ranch.
Yes, because they need an excavator. They're probably paying somebody $1,000 every time they come out.
Wow.
It's
I would
so
do it for
stupid.
half that.
So I will excavate that dead horse's grave for $200. Alex? Okay. So basically, Mo is like, well, can we take the dead horse corpse, which probably is filled with maggots and flies at this point, and can we bury it next to the baby? And Rip's
Mm-mm.
like, sure, but I'm going to get you some help. And he yells for the guys to get some shovels and they're all going to dig because why spend 30 grand on an excavator that would take you 5 minutes to dig that hole when you can tie up your entire workforce for a day doing it? So now at lunch, John and Linnell, who looks amazing,
Mm-hmm.
they're talking about the job. And she has a couple points of advice for him. Number one, she tells him, avoid the wolves. Buffalo
Oh,
and wolves were like the bane of my existence when I was governor, and you need to get away from them. Number two, she's saying you need to get an environmental officer to act as a liaison between the environmental groups and you because you're going to blow this. Because
and
you can't come in there like a hammer.
we can immediately see where this is going.
You know what? I did not.
I did.
I did not because I forgot all
Yeah.
about Summer
Oh,
Wheatley.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So then she scolds him a little bit about the school meetings, and it was so
Mhm.
cute because she's like, maybe one of those kids will be inspired to go into government. That's what happened to me. I was like, oh, little Dinah Marler, because that's how I know her.
Oh my
So
God, yes.
yes.
Oh
So
shit.
he tells her about Beth, and she tells him, well, you could pardon her, but you really shouldn't. You shouldn't. Like,
Mhm.
let me be real clear. You
You
shouldn't.
shouldn't.
But he's like, the wheels are turning and the boner's starting to rise.
Oh. I
The
mean,
blood is pumping to Little John.
oh God. So here's what's so ridiculous. Like he's so hot, but the idea of like thinking of him
I
getting
know.
a
It's
boner
so
over
weird,
Summer
right?
Wheatley is so weird.
I know. We
Feels
need
dirty.
couples therapy. We need
We
to go in
do.
together and
All
get
right.
Orna to talk to us about
I have
this.
been telling you for how long that we
Hmm.
need to go to best friends therapy together.
We need to go to Orna
Well,
specifically to be like,
yes.
can you help us with our attraction to John Donne? Because it's
Can you
weird and
help
we don't know
us
what to do with it.
with our attraction to many?
Yes. All right. So then he perks up about the pardoning, and she tells him good governors initiate action and bad governors just react. And then she says to him, this job will be as much your legacy as the ranch is. And I thought that was a good
Yeah.
thing to say. All
Mhm.
right. Now we have one of the most intense scenes between Jamie and Beth. Another scene where Beth is acting like a fucking maniac.
Oh God, but I felt it so deeply.
So Jamie gets Beth out with a light charge of disorderly conduct, and of course she's ungrateful.
Mhm.
And they're
Mhm.
driving. He has to give her a ride back to the ranch, and they're driving, and she notices his car seat, and she starts going bananas.
Do
And
you
she's like,
blame her?
"I." This is why I'm saying I have to rewatch that episode because I don't know. I mean, no, but she also needs intense therapy over this because she should not be acting this way
Well, of
at
course
almost 50
not.
years old.
No, but everything that
So
happens in this show is unrealistic.
right. So
But
she's
can we for a second, where the fuck did the baby come from? Like
well,
I feel like
he
what?
had the baby with that campaign manager, and the campaign manager, he kept that hidden from the
I
entire
know,
family.
and I completely forgot about her.
I
Like
don't know where she is now.
completely for exactly. That's what like the I was like, "Whoa, that threw me."
Like, I don't know if he sees this baby enough to warrant the car seat being in the car
Yeah.
the entire
It
time.
was just
And
super weird. There was
and
not
knowing the
enough.
placement of the baby car seat was behind Beth's seat, how did she not see it when she was getting in the car?
I don't know.
doesn't add up.
Well, maybe if the windows are really tinted, you wouldn't see back there.
Maybe, maybe. So she's freaking out. God gave you a boy. God gave you a boy. She beats the shit out of him while he's
Good,
driving. And
good.
she's yelling, "You have my womb cut out of me, and God gave you a boy." Now she gets out of the car and he starts chasing her. And he says, "Beth, taking you to that clinic is the greatest regret of my life," which is the closest thing to an apology we've ever heard.
The closest thing to seeing Jamie have any ounce of humanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Truly, I hate him
Yeah.
so much.
Well, this is the problem with the writing in this show, though. We are supposed to hate Jamie.
I know. And we
Like, on
do.
paper, he has done terrible things,
I
especially to
know.
Beth.
I know.
But Beth is so awful that it almost makes Jamie, like, I almost feel empathetic towards Jamie.
Oh, for sure.
And I shouldn't.
Oh, well, no. I mean, he was a kid. I mean, how can you
I
hold
know.
any of that he was a
I
kid.
know. I know.
It's hard
And he
though.
probably, I have to, again, I have to rewatch it, but
I
I
know
don't,
now.
did he fully understand what that meant?
I know now.
I
Now
don't know.
you have me questioning as well because I
Yeah.
don't remember.
I have to watch it like and go frame by frame by frame by
Yeah.
frame. So she says, "Well, with the shit you've done, that's saying something." And she says, what's he named?" And she said, "He's named after me." And what's he named? Yeah, what'd you name him? She goes. And Jamie said, "He's named after me." And Beth says, "I won't tell anyone," because he's going, "You can't tell anybody, you can't tell anybody." And she goes, "I won't tell anyone. I'm going to take him from you. I'm going to rob you of fatherhood. You don't deserve him, and he deserves better. And next time you see him, you can kiss him goodbye because he's good as gone."
Oh my god. And how about how shit scared he got? Like he
I
books
would be
it.
terrified.
I know, as he should be. I just thought that scene was so funny, the way that he like booked it back to the car. Like you could see he was terrified.
But this is what I'm talking about. Would you for 1 second doubt that Beth would kill a child
I don't think she would
in
kill a
anger?
child.
In anger.
I don't. No, a child, no. I do not.
I don't know, dude. I
I
don't
don't.
know.
Mm-mm.
So
I don't.
I think she's capable of anything, and that says a lot.
See, I took that as more of she's gonna screw with the kid's mother to get her to keep the child from Jamie. That's how
I
I
mean, but who
interpreted that.
suffers in this?
Hmm?
In that case, who suffers? The kid.
Does
Like,
the
that's shit you don't
kid?
fuck
I know,
with.
but like,
You know what
I
I
get
mean?
it.
Like,
I
that's
know.
shitty.
But
So,
she's also stunted in her
yes. Yes, she
mental,
is.
do you know what
Yes,
I
she
mean?
is.
So I
Yes.
think they all are in some
Yes.
bizarre way.
I agree. So Jamie walks back to his car, screams in anger and rage, and then really thinks about hitting Beth with his car because she's walking and he has the perfect opportunity. And I'm screaming, "Do it!
No.
Do it!" And then just
Oh,
drive away.
oh no. I was
But
so
he chickens
pissed.
out at the last second and he swerves, and a good Samaritan stops and picks Beth up. And the guy really is good. Like, I
Yeah.
was nervous.
I was nervous too, but then he has a
Hmm.
little kid in his back seat. She's like,
Yeah.
"Mom's gonna kill you."
I know. Beth's like, "Is your mother the jealous type?"
Funny.
So John arrives back at the ranch just in time to spy Little John's funeral ceremony. I just referred to John's penis in the last scene as Little
I
John. I
know,
gotta
and
make
that
that distinction.
yuck. I don't like it.
I know what we'll do. We'll call John's penis Little Cowboy.
Oh,
And
okay. Oh my god.
we will call the
The
baby who passed
actual baby John.
actual baby John. Okay.
Okay. Baby John or Little John? Baby
Little
John.
John.
How about Baby John?
Okay, baby John.
So
Oh,
then
there you go.
baby, yeah,
Little
so
John and
baby
baby
and Baby
John.
John. Okay, that I feel
Okay,
better about that.
Little John is the
The,
dick,
the dick, and
and
then
baby John
is
is
the
the
dead
dead
baby.
baby.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
So
That's better.
he's here in time to spy baby John's funeral, and he and Beth watch from afar and they don't
Mhm.
intrude. Monica puts her braid on the coffin. John tells Beth to get some fucking impulse control,
Mhm.
which send her to therapy, dude. And I also wrote, "That's real rich, John, coming from you,
I
considering what
know.
happens later."
Seriously.
Beth also tells John, "When I die, just cremate me and throw me into the wind." Then Thomas Rainwater approaches John and they set up a meeting at the casino. Now, after this, we have one of the greatest scenes between John and Monica.
I know.
I was sobbing.
Me too. I sobbed even the second time I watched it.
Yes, yes.
It was my favorite scene I think that has ever happened yet.
I've always enjoyed John and Monica's relationship
Same.
because he knows that she
I,
does not like him.
I
She
know.
knows that I shouldn't say she doesn't like him, but she's not here for the bullshit.
Right.
She's not
Right.
here for the hero worship that his
Yep.
kids do.
Yep.
And so I think he has a respect for her that he doesn't have for other people.
Even his own children.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting. Mm-hmm.
Do you
So,
ever feel like Beth and John are a lot alike?
100%.
Right? Okay.
Yes. I
Mhm.
think what we've seen of John now we're going to call that John young John. What
Okay.
we've seen of young John, he's crazy like Beth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
I mean, he like sprayed that dude down with pesticides.
Oh my god, that was
Like,
so weird.
probably killed him.
Oh.
So John tells Monica, no one really knew this, no one really knew this,
There we
but I
go.
had a baby brother named Peter. And he says Peter only lived a few hours. And then he says that when their oldest son Lee was born, when John's oldest son Lee was born, the grandfather, looked at him and turned white as a ghost. And he said, you know, Peter lived a perfect life because he only knew the love of your mother. And he said something like, I'm paraphrasing here, but something like, only we know it was too short. And I
Yeah.
thought that was really amazing.
Mhm.
And so he says, baby John lived a perfect life because he
Oh,
only knew you and he knew that you loved him.
oh,
It was really touching. It was
so
really touching.
touching.
Hmm. And I'm
Like
like,
what a
Taylor Sheridan can write this.
I know, but like what a perfect thing to say.
It was the perfect thing to
I
say.
know. It was the perfect thing to say.
And
Oh,
like, it's
goosebumps.
real hard to find something to say to somebody who's lost a child.
I know.
It was the perfect thing.
Perfect.
So with Kayce, he takes a little different approach. He does tell him that naming baby John after me means a lot more than you'll ever know. And Casey's like, I know what it means. Then he gives him the badge back and he's like, hang on to this, even if you don't use it. Now's not the time to stop drawing a paycheck. And then he says, I'll help you find your replacement if you want. And Kayce says, yeah, I do. I want you to.
Mhm.
Kayce is not here for this.
No, he is not. He chose Monica.
Yes. So later we have Rip walking up and, it's kind of dusk and he and John sit on the porch and they're chatting about the ceremony. And Rip says they probably wanted the horse buried next to the boy so he has something to ride in heaven. They talk about the branding of the cows and how they're going to help another farm with theirs and then they're going to start their own next week. And he's like, will you be there? And John's like, I'll be there. I'm telling you, I think John's going to die.
Oh God, don't
I
say
just have this
it.
feeling.
I know, you're probably right.
So they talk about the wolves, and Rip tells him what happened. And Rip says, I tried to outsmart them and I couldn't, and I'm sorry, sir. And Rip
Oh,
says, the wolves are in a place no one will ever find them. So you know they're going to be found.
oh yeah. Oh, they're gonna be found.
Like, I trust Rip implicitly,
Oh
but the
yeah.
way that they said that made me think they're
Made you
going to be
think
found.
otherwise, right?
And then John stares off into the distance and says, horses in heaven. Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, I
Now
know.
we
Oh.
get a really long montage of some cowboy shit, which I
This
was
was my
loving.
so beautiful. First of all, a few things. The scenery of this whole like couple of minutes of this song, and I'm
Mhm,
obsessed with the song. Need to find
mhm.
out who that is.
I
I know you
seriously,
told me.
I
I
sent it to
know.
you on Instagram.
I
That's Zach
know.
Bryan, I love him.
I know you did. I'm just
Yes,
not
yes,
familiar, so I don't
yes.
remember. But this
This
scene was
song
so
really put him
good.
on the map, like, this appearance of this song in Yellowstone
Ah,
really put him on the map. He's a
okay.
kid.
Yeah,
He's great.
it's
He's
so
a
great though.
fantastic writer.
But I feel like the song and the scene, like it was so
It was
beautiful. It was
perfect.
so perfect, and it came at such like the perfect time in the show. Like I don't know, it was so perfect.
I agree, I
That's
agree.
a really dumb like white trash way of saying I loved it.
It was just so perfect.
Because I can't find the words today. I'm just like, I
No,
loved
I
it.
agree. I agree. It was beautiful. I always love watching them do cowboy shit.
Mm,
Now the horse stuff, the horse dancing, the dressage, that was a little
yeah,
much.
yeah,
Little
yeah, yeah.
much.
A little much.
But I like this.
Yes,
So some
agreed.
dude is talking to Rip and he's like, it breaks my heart to think of the world that we're leaving them.
Mm,
And Rip says, me too, and I don't even have kids.
yeah.
I have this all figured out what I think is gonna happen.
Okay.
Now we go to Summer Higgins, aka Summer Wheatley. She's in jail, still looks perfect.
I
I don't know
know.
what's going on there. She's let out of jail suddenly, and John is sitting there waiting for her. And he's in his limo and he just lowers the window, like real
Mm-hmm.
creepy. And he
I
says he
hate this
pardoned
scene.
her. Well, we know he pardoned her, but he says this is supervised visit, supervised release for 6 months. And guess who's supervising you? It's real bad. Like it is real. This is transactional. This is like it's
I
icky.
hate it.
It's
I
icky.
hate it. I hate it.
It's a power imbalance. She probably feels like she has to bang him now. Like it's
And I
bad.
hate what she says next. I
Hmm.
hate the whole thing.
So she's like, I'm not shacking up with you. She's like, I haven't had sex in a year, and that's the longest I've ever gotten. I'm still not fucking you.
And
You
I'm
don't
like,
talk like that to John Dutton.
no, you don't. And sure as
No.
shit, bitch, I bet in 5 minutes you're fucking him. So fuck you.
Well, he leaves her no choice. Like, I
I
got you out
know.
of jail. You're coming to stay at my house. Wink, wink.
But
So
is that the worst thing that could happen
he needs to be with
with
Linnell.
Linnell? I know.
Yes.
I know. I know.
So now we have Jamie and Sarah Atwood, who has incredible, no, I got to do this, incredible vocal fry. I don't know what we're going to do about the business. Like, it's so bad. She kind of talks like John.
She does.
It's market equity.
It's
I'm
so
trying to
annoying.
decide
It's
whether or
real.
not I'm going to fry my vocal cords.
I just
So
had a
they should go ahead.
I just had a thought. We should probably cut this out because it's from before and I'm like out of place now. So never mind.
No, go ahead.
So I just had a thought though. When Rip said he doesn't have kids, do you think Beth is going to end up with Jamie's kid and then they're going to raise it as their own? Or
I
do you
was
think they're going to adopt Carter?
I was going to talk about this at the end, but I can talk about it now.
Okay.
I think because Rip does not know what happened,
I know.
correct? Because that was
No,
one
I
of
think he
Beth's.
knows. I think he
That
knows now.
I don't
No, I
know
think
because didn't Beth threaten him with that? Like, I'm going to tell my husband what you did, and he's going to come over here and murder you.
yes. But I feel like maybe she tells him in a later episode and I'm confusing it because I've
Maybe
already
she
seen
tells him,
it.
but didn't tell him that she was pregnant with his child.
Okay. I can't recall.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I do. And I do think that he knows. I just don't know if he knows yet. I
Okay.
can't remember.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Here's what I think is going to go down. As somebody who's not seen this, you've seen the rest of the episodes. I have not. There is definitely going to be a point where Rip is informed of what happened. He is going to go after Jamie,
Mm-hmm.
and somehow Beth or John are going to die as a result of this.
Oh,
I
God.
just don't know what is happening.
I don't want Beth to die.
I don't know, but Rip
I
better
don't
not
want any
die.
of them to die.
I don't want Rip to die either.
I know.
So back to this drunk
That would
bar
be
here.
horrible if Rip died. Like that's
Oh, that
sinking
would
in
be
after you just said it.
horrible.
Like that hurts a little.
So
I like that.
Sarah Atwood invites Jamie to the bar where they get drunk and they flirt and
Oh,
then they
so
bang.
stupid.
And for some reason, Beth is there.
I know.
Like, how did she know this was going down?
I don't know.
So she's
This
there.
annoyed me.
She creeps up on them while they're banging, and she takes out Sarah Atwood's ID and takes a picture of it.
Yep.
Later, we see her in bed with Rip, and she's thinking. And I love how he goes, "Well, you better think about something else."
I know. That was great. He knows her so
He
well.
knows her so well. So she goes downstairs and she starts Googling Sarah Atwood, and turns out that's not her
Not
real
her.
name.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Of course she figures it out.
I think Beth is going to get involved with Sarah Atwood and bring Jamie down.
Ooh, I
Hmm.
hadn't thought of that.
Yep. So while she's doing this, she hears a noise behind her and she turns around. She sees Summer Wheatley in one of John's t-shirts running down into the kitchen to have a little midnight snack.
Oh, God.
Now,
Here we go.
they have this chat in the kitchen. We need to reenact this. Ready?
Go.
Ready? Okay, you be Beth. Can you be Beth?
I'm going to try.
Okay, so you got to come in hard on me and be like, I've done a lot of hard work to keep you in prison. Go ahead.
All right, bitch. So I've done like a lot of hard work to keep you in prison, and now you're here and you're fucking my dad. I hope you need like an antibiotic. I'm gonna get you some doxycycline for your cooter because you're so dirty in jail, and you pig, and you're fucking my dad, and kill
I'm
you.
doing a lot of hard labor to
Oh,
stay out
honey.
of work. If you know what I mean, hard, like Little John hard.
Oh, I bet you are. And your dirty cooter is going to give my dad a disease, and I'd have to get him some doxycycline. And I have my hands on doxycycline because I've needed a lot of it.
You know what? Can you while you're picking up my cleaner for my cooch, can you get me a toothbrush? Because I'm sick of using your dead mothers.
Your dead
It was
mothers.
so over the top. It was
It was so bad.
when your dad is motorboating my boobs, I can't even see straight.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
I'm going to beat your ass. I'm going to kick you in your cooter, you stupid bitch. You're fucking my
Like,
dad.
Beth goes
Oh
right
my
for
God.
the
And it's like,
STD joke.
what?
What is
I know. Like, it was so far fetched. Summer Wheatley doesn't even look like someone that would ever have an STD. Let
No,
alone, not that
no,
like we judge people that get STDs
no.
now,
She
because
doesn't look
let's
like
be
us.
real.
She's not
Oh
backdoor
my
trash
God.
like we are.
I've never had an STD.
So Beth says, I'm not starting this day sober. She goes out on the porch. She takes a long drink. The camera really spends a lot of time on that drink. I don't know if
Hmm.
drinking's going to become a thing with her.
I know. I thought of
And
this
in the
too.
distance, she sees a fire raging across the mountain.
Mm. This
Dun,
was a
dun,
this was a
dun.
really beautiful scene though. I
It was
love
a beautiful
any
scene.
pan from that porch. Oh,
I
so
know that
beautiful.
porch is
It's
amazing.
the
So
best.
let's talk a little bit about what we're liking, what we're hating. So I am hating the Summer Wheatley stuff.
I hate that too.
I hate it. I hate her. John belongs with Linnell. We know this. That's who Beth had in mind when Beth suggested he start banging somebody,
I
not
know.
Summer Wheatley.
I know. It's so bad. And it's
So
so
bad.
bad. And I just feel like Summer Wheatley, like the character, obviously, I don't think she would be falling for like John's stupid shit. Like I just don't see her.
First of all, she is somebody who is an activist, meaning
Yes.
she has a strong ideological
Mhm.
view of this.
Yes.
John is the antithesis of this.
Exactly.
This would be like I
This
can't
would
even
be
think of
like you shacking up with Trump.
this. No, this would be like me shacking up with the head of the NRA.
I know,
Like
but
this just would
seriously,
not happen.
it just wouldn't happen. It's
It just
really
won't.
bad. It's so poorly written though. And that
Yes.
is the part I think that it's not even that the story that like okay, he hooks up with her whatever. It's just I feel like the whole thing is just so poorly written. It's
It's
bad. I
implausible.
hate it.
Like I
And
could
it's
see if she hooked up with like say a Casey. You know what I mean? Which she better
yes.
not stay the fuck away from him.
Yes. Or even a Jamie, you could even
Like if
see
she hooked
it.
up with Casey and was kind of like, okay, you have the ruggedness of a cowboy, but like you're not buying into all that
Yeah, you know what?
land
I don't
shit.
even think she would hook up with a Jamie. It would be like someone from the bunkhouse.
Right, but like somebody who's kind
Yeah.
of like big farm adjacent, but isn't really
Yes.
calling the shots.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
ridiculous.
Agreed. So
All right. So
it's
what is something you
annoying.
like?
I am loving. What am I loving? What am I loving? What am I loving? I kind of loved
Sounded.
this. I loved this episode. I'm not gonna lie. So I
I liked the
hated
cowboy stuff in
I
this
loved
episode.
it too. That's kind of what I
Mhm.
have the beautiful scene with the cattle and the song. I
Mhm.
loved that so much. I feel like we got a lot more, we got a lot of like humanity out of this episode, or like some
Oh yeah.
decency that
The
I feel like,
Monica and John
yeah, that I
scene.
feel like we haven't had. in a
Mhm.
lot of these episodes. And the Monica and John scene, I think,
Mm.
is just did me
Mhm.
in. It was so beautiful. It was so perfectly done. Oh, I loved it. But
I'm
I
laughing.
loved this episode. Although I'm gonna say, I do not think that I like Jamie having a kid. I just feel like it's stupid. I don't like
Um,
it.
I don't. I,
I don't know
I
if it's more
know.
if it's worse like than Summer Wheatley though. I don't know which one is worse. The
I
baby?
know I'm in the minority, but I hate Beth so much. If she hurts that kid, I'm gonna lose
She's
my
not gonna
mind.
hurt that kid.
I won't put anything past her.
Mm-mm. I know my Beth. She's not gonna hurt a kid.
Okay. All right. All right, guys. So as I said, we will not be here next week because
No.
Steph's gonna be in the Bahamas.
Yeah, in the Bahamas. I wish.
Stephanie's gonna
Wah,
be
wah.
in Italy next week. No, Steph's getting some beach time and she deserves it. So we will
I
see you in 2
offered
weeks.
I
I know.
offered to
I know.
record
I
from my
know.
beach house and you said no. So
I know.
Amy doesn't want to give the people what they want.
I don't. I don't. I know you all want more John Dutton and Little John and Baby John
Baby John.
and Young John.
All
But
kinds of Johns.
it's like my therapy sessions. There's always like
No.
little Amy, teenage Amy, divorced Amy, single Amy. You know,
Oh
we
my
have
God,
all these
that's
variations of
hysterical.
Amy in my therapy sessions.
Love it.
Um, so just subscribe, stay subscribed. You'll see an episode from us in 2 weeks. In the meantime, Amanda and I are doing Yellow Jackets rewatch, which is a lot of fun. And Leslie and I are doing it just like that. And we're sticking to it.
Awesome. Please leave us a review.
Please do leave us a review. You know, you can say something like, John Dutton and Little John are here to stay. I don't know. Or something like, we hate Beth, Amy, you're not alone in the universe. Or, Amy, how dare you? Beth is fantastic. But all of those comments should accompany 5 stars.
Or something like, these reenactments are life-changing. My life will never be the same after hearing these.
Beth all the Emmys.
Yes.
Yes.
Academy Award-winning performances happening right here.
Yeah, if you can, 5 stars helps us rise to the top of the search bar when we want to. So,
and that's important.
Gets us off the backdoor trash pile and puts us in the Google
A little bit
results.
closer.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you soon.
Bye.